Okay, gamers. Hello, hello. All the SpellForce gamers are coming in, I see, which is fantastic. We are gonna be doing a little bit of a Showmatch Sunday. I've got some replays sent to me. It won't be live, but it's close enough. So I'll be going in reverse order with all the replays that people have sent me. One of them is from Galactic, and he's gonna be going up against Levatus. So it's gonna be really cool to see that. I just came out of an AOM stream, so experimenting with this swapping the game around thing. I can stay live on Twitch. I start a new YouTube stream to optimize the algorithm, and hopefully it works out. Let's see how that does for us. I'm just gonna build up a little. This is supposed to be a best of 3, I think, between these two. And unlike my promise, I still haven't set up my map intros for this for this stream, but at least I've got some really good games for you guys. So let's get it going with those. I just have to do a little bit of setup, but we're nearly there, I promise. So good to see you all. Okay, gamers, let's do this. Yeah, Galactic is back. Absolutely, Aaron. That's right. Welcome to Ixus and Barg Maps. All the gamers are here. Let's hit it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for some casting. In the green color, we have got Galactic playing as elves. On the other side of Greykeep Gardens, the pink dark elf, this is Levatus. This is gonna be absolutely awesome, I bet. Guardian of Nor is gonna be the hero choice for Levatus, whereas Galactic is opting for the Ranger. Greykeep Gardens is oftentimes a map where you end up with some form of mid to late game battles on the bridges, and especially here, it's like a very tight spot, difficult to approach the other guy if he's ready. And then there's the Godstone sectors, which you absolutely want to take away from the other guy. Galactic's going for the slow pathing. Might be, you might say this is more experience focused, where the hero essentially just gets a faster leveling path. But you do sacrifice the Godstone sector, which allows you to connect everything together with your home base. We'll see how that plays out between these two. Galactic's Pathfinder is also now in the main base. And he's looking for a little bit of woodcutters to cut down. Guardian of Nor will be taking over the very first bandit camp in the middle as well. And he's achieving level 2 there.
They're attacking the workers.
Galactic has got the left side tree, of course. It's not a very heavy focus on the wolf. Hail of arrows, true shot for single target damage, and bullseye for knockbacks and silencing. We've also got 1 point in deep waters and the wolf summon, of course, which will actually go down to these skellies. It's a little unfortunate, as the ranger right now doesn't have a lot of mana. Guardian of Nor is also left side focused, of course. Soul explosion with debilitating blow, but double points in brute force to start off with. No business with blocking momentum or the sacrifices. He wants to attack, and he's already managed to pull the bandits into the workers, supposedly with the Spectre, which we've missed. As for build orders, it's been all standard. I see the chat requesting a breakdown on that. Well, it's just 3 wood. 1 food. You typically get the food first, actually, and then you go wood, then you go hunt, and then you can start adding barracks as dark elves. You might go for another hunt or wood depending on whether you feel safe doing so, but you do want the units out. The elves are actually doing something very similar, supposedly. At least they're supposed to. Great knockdown from the ranger into the Guardian of Nor. And she manages to steal a potion, but also takes so much damage that she'll actually have to use it. Yeah, for the elves, you can already see woodcutter, and no second base just yet, but it is being worked on. This might be another woodcutter actually, but typically speaking, it's gonna be a food, so it's basically the same build order for both sides. Guardian of Nora is gonna be gaining another sector. And they're coming out of this in a pretty equal form. Okay, there is gonna be an extra wood. And supposedly now, these two workers should be going into a barracks. Levatus, in terms of his playstyle, he really likes to go heavily into infiltrators. And just try to snipe individual units out. Galactic isn't going for the experience efficiency after all. He wants to gain map control in sectors for the most part. We're also not seeing any stone just yet, but Hunt has been built here, and we've got a sector upgrade. The Shrine of Growth actually does cost some stone, so I suppose we'll see a stone here. And then the mission will be to get to tier 2 relatively quickly. The Ranger has an unfortunate moment here, getting surrounded by skellies, but she does wiggle her way out of that, and we've got the Guardians now picking off the Revenants. Level 3 is achieved, and level 4 might be achieved by the time this is over, but the Ranger's having to chug potions, which is really unfortunate. The Guardian of Nora is doing something very similar. Nobody's going for the side creeps, interestingly. These would be a really good path to take early on, because they're so much easier to fight than the Revenants, but, well, I guess they'll leave it for later. Or maybe they will just go for the Storm Wyvern right away. Rangers level 4 as predicted. There is another bag there. No, Galactic. Oh god. Okay, he's putting 3 points into Deep Waters. He's got 2 points in Brute Force, so that will be powering up the strength of these spells, and you bet the Tarantula are not enough to tear down the Avon Banner. Also, great micro from Galactic. The Guardians are staying at range so that the Guardian of Nor can't hit all of them with his splash attacks. He's turning the individual one into melee form so that it can go faster. There's a very small speed difference between the bow users and the sword users. And with all that firepower, the Guardian of Nor has taken a lot of damage. But all the Norcraft sectors are upgraded. That's something the elves can't do as easily. It's a bit more expensive for them to get the upgrades. But guess what? The Guardians are a little bit stronger than the Spiders, you could say. There's more health in the Spiders overall because you get 2 for the same amount of spending, but these guys can actually kill a Storm Wyvern. Of course, they're gonna be starting with the Bandits first. I think Levatus wants to draw this Storm Wyvern down here. Maybe. He does have his Hall of Pain, but it's far away from the teleporter, which is a little bit unfortunate. You ideally want to put it right next. Then the Godstone can just connect to the hero. Anyhow, Wyvern. Ooh, he actually bought a weakening potion for this. Good interrupt on the Chain Lightning, but another one comes through. It's a little bit random when the AI will decide to cast that again. Levatus is doing his best to weaken this thing. He's got another weakening orb. Minus 30% armor on this thing is not bad at all. But hey, Galactic has been stealing the bandits, so Levatus isn't gonna have those himself. Oh, the Chain Lightning! Holy crap, all these tarantulas are on 1 health. If there's another one, they're all dead. Levatus, really ballsy for sticking around. Oh my god, is that gonna be a problem? They have an opportunity to regenerate. It's gonna be fine. But meanwhile, the elves are in his base. The ranger is level 5. She's stealing potions or whatever. And Hall of Pain has been destroyed already. I think they should make it out of here. There's no reason for this. Of course, don't forget, Levatus himself is level 5 and he can cause a lot of problems here. But gets knocked down. The spiders have regenerated sufficiently, so for now they'll be fine. That was very calculated indeed. Tier 2 is coming in as predicted. There was a stonecutter. I don't see any extra groves. So production for Galactic hasn't been too substantial. But he's got a little raid group here with the Guardians. They're in defensive mode. You can see when they lift their swords in a more crouched stance. They're in defensive mode. And that basically means that they're not going to be running into the enemy army to fight them. They'll stay where you told them to. Oh, good little harass on the wood, but ultimately still has to leave. Anyways, all these guys can now fight the Wyvern. I think that's what Galactic should be doing. Taking a look at his level 5 choices, it's going to be Silence on the Bullseye level 2 getting added. And Hail of Arrows 2 adds an Impair. So it's not only just the damage, but also slows down the enemies, so your remaining army can do more about them. This group is going to face the Storm Wyvern now. Can you get the silence off? Oh, it's too late. It's too late. Every single Guardian has taken the Chain Lightning, and now they're easy pickings for the Wyvern. Great pullback micro is required to not lose a second one, but he does lose a second Guardian. Oh, the Chain Lightning almost went through. Holy crap. That could have been really bad. In the meantime, of course, another attack is underway. Levatus not messing around. He's chilling in the iron as well. He's not got his own iron up for long just yet, but he's working on it. He's tier 2. He's got 3 of them. It's not bad at all, but it's not been long yet, right? Neither player actually has any iron. One quick thing I want to look at is their equipment. So from the Wyvern, Levatus has gotten the 250 health ring. And he's got his level 3 armor, but hashtag no equip is in. Galactic has his tier 3 armor. But 4,000 in the bank. And of course the Ring of Nullification hasn't been equipped yet. Once he does, it's going to be a big difference maker. Counter attack is on the table, ladies and gentlemen. The frontier post is destroyed. The Shrine of Growth is trying to be repaired. Is Galactic going to teleport back to try to defend himself? I'm not sure he is. He wants this sector taken over. He wants the resources that the Dark Elves have dropped. It's pretty substantial actually, whereas this was a very new sector for him. It's much easier to defend this one, which is a Shrine of Growth level 3. There's a lot more firepower from that building. So I think that is what he will have to go for in the end. And he's got his own Guardians harassing the Dark Elf Iron. If they can prevent sleepers from being made, I'm not entirely sure that just the archers will be able to deal with the Guardians. But this is now a border fortress. Levatus is more than enough to defend. He's got the silence on these guys. He's got the weakening on these guys. He's got the mark of corruption, which will spread all these afflictions to the entire army and make it last very long. If he just had weakening as well on top of everything. Another silence coming through. The ranger is not able to cast any abilities, and these Guardians are extremely weak. Should he be taking the opportunity to destroy the Shrine of Growth? No, I think he should be trying to kill the units. And yeah, he agrees. He swaps over the targeting. But now he's leaving, and there's all these weak Guardians ripe for the picking. Galactic doing great to keep them alive, but there's also the counter attack, and he's having to deal with that as well. The Guardians are doing a good job beating back the infiltrators, who are going to have to run. But I've seen some sleepers getting added as well to Galactic's army, and that's making a huge difference. These guys have significant armor, both on the strike and pierce fronts, good health, and they cause a little bit of bleeding. You can upgrade them to hit 3 targets at once, which I'm not sure is on the way yet. I'm not seeing any of that coming online. The forge is being built, that's why. At some point he'll do that. He's got a Spire of Souls, of course, hence the Harvester, and sending back a little bit of echo every now and then.
They're attacking the workers.
Galactic, of course, isn't done. He's fighting on this side, and there's not a lot of Levatus here, but he's fixing that. Can he actually deal with all this, though? Huge damage on the Tarantula from the Ranger, but he's pushing into the Iron Mine himself, and the Shrine of Growth can't really protect this very easily. Levatus at 175 population for the Dark Elves, but bear in mind this is very asymmetric population. The spiders are just not all that. It's very easy to lose them and kill them. Granted, you will get a lot out of them. You can take the Echo home as the Dark Elves, but they're not terrible. Like, a full surround like this, they will be able to destroy that Shrine of Growth very easily. Right now, the Guardian of Nor is using Soul Shield as well. He does have Plague Field and Mark of Corruption, so he should be able to use everything together to weaken and silence and enfeeble and spread all that through the entire army. But his Guardian of Nor is dead! A great snipe from Galactic. He's gonna have to back off, however, as he's losing a lot of units for the hero snipe. The Guardians are okay in number, but, well, can they really handle this? Even with the help of the Ranger, she's kind of getting sniped. She's not equipped her tier 3 armor or resistance ring, and she's not able to tank for a long time. Also, the Protector is not nearby, so she doesn't get the armor gains from that. All that together would maybe make a difference, but I think for now, Levatus' army is trading away with the Elven one. Level 7 is achieved for the Ranger, but the Dark Elves just keep going. The Wanderer is now starting to shoot through all of these infiltrators. That's starting to add a little bit of trouble. That's all the corpses that I was talking about earlier. When you go a little bit heavy on spiders, you expect spider corpses, but there's more where that came from. They just keep flooding the battlefield, and they're taking down bases left and right. We have Dark Elf Siege in the worst possible form, but it works. If there's enough of them, it works. Okay, maybe Levatus now will think about equipping that armor. Nope, don't need that. Galactic, please, somebody put on the armors. They're playing so well in every way except that thing. They're doing everything except that. Great job putting the defensive mode spiders into the iron. And the teleport will end up saving this base. Galactic backs off for now, but he's got a really good tier 2 army. Can they put this together? He says, Levatus in the chat right now says no time to open inventory. Thanks, Levatus, for the insight. I appreciate you. Oh my god. Okay, how are we doing with the upgrades? The sleeper is done, so they can now hit 3 targets. That's great. For Galactic, the Arcane Smithy has upgraded the protectors. It's done something else. There's something missing here, right? What's missing?
We're being attacked.
No, nothing's missing. It's just the it's just the protectors. Never mind. I thought he would have upgraded his reindeers, but no. Galactic likes his Death Ball. Makes sense. Now that we have all these protectors, the range units are no longer really able to get much of anything done. Thanks you, Mad Hat, for the subscription there, by the way. Appreciate it. Is that not doing any sounds? I didn't hear it. Guardian of Nor gets in, gets silence on the hero. And honestly, this is a very equal engagement until now, but the spiders are gone. And suddenly the more advanced units are taking the damage. So I'm not sure how much longer Levatus has in this fight. He's on 100 population, but his sleepers are standing strong. And that was a huge freaking soul harvest. Look at that thing. There must be hundreds. And actually, I think Galactic is going to give up as he loses his iron sector and his entire advanced army. And there were gonna be balls, trust me on that one. with the Dark Temple already in, Levatus was going to feast. That was a great fight indeed. He just killed a significant amount of very expensive units of Galactics. And I just don't see how Galactic could have rebuilt there. Great job hanging out around all these sectors as well. Preventing iron from being mined. That was a great job by Levatus indeed. Moving on to the next one.
_Matt_hat just resubscribed for 10 months. Elf on Elf. The trees never stood a chance.
There we go. I don't know why it's replayed here, but it worked. Thank you very much, Matt Hat. Moving on to the next one, which is going to be on Durango Crossroads. It was a really good game indeed. Wow, we have so many viewers. It's very nice. Alright gamers, here we are with match number 2 in this best of 3. Galactic is staying in the green color, he is staying in the elf color. And so is Levatus, he's staying pink. He's staying dark elves. It's one and the same. Guardian of Nor is also the same, but we've got an Archdruid, so it's slightly different here for the second match. Pathfinders and the Guardian gonna cut down some of these undead together. That's an immediate level 2, of course, for the Archdruid. Whereas Levatus didn't quite get that. In fact, some of these zombies are killing his workers. That's unfortunate. But he will be able to get back to pick up the gold, hopefully, at some point. He still benefited from the experience there, so don't worry about that, you guys. Don't worry about that. Second album banner is being taken towards the bottom. The cross spawn is a very important thing to point out, of course. This is, if you were playing with the default setups, Levatus would be down here. Right, but they're playing cross spawn, so we're gonna get a hopefully longer game and more interesting creep pathing choices. You're not just gonna expand toward each other, you're gonna potentially expand away from each other, but actually they're converging. Levatus suspects that this is what's happening. He figured it out with the Spectre just now, who died. And a good chunk of this experience will be stolen by Levatus. Well done. It's more than half of it belonging to him. So how does he have less experience? Well, the bandits, of course. He didn't get the equivalent bandits just yet, but maybe he can take these bottom undead and be just about as fast. Matt has asking me about when SpellForce 1 respell is happening. That's great. It's a great name. Now that we have a name. That was the hard part. Build otherwise is gonna be pretty much the same, guys, like 3 wood, 1 hunt, wood, hunt. Oh, it's wood. It's wood. We're going heavily into expanding then, not so heavily into spiders. Galactic is up, a little bit of XP. But if Levatus takes the back undead, then he should be fine. Yes, the starting place used to be at the bottom, guys. It's the players deciding where they go in the lobby, right? So it's not a ranked match. It is a full best of 3 here. Archer is gonna be taking a bit of a beating, but actually the scouting post is refocused onto the Guardian just in case. Levatus taking the all-important iron sector. There's, what, 500... Oh, 500 iron here. I figured he wouldn't finish the flag. That would be bad. But now he's upgrading it and should be able to protect himself. There's 2 more sectors here with light creeps that he should absolutely be taking on. But meanwhile, Galactic is harassing the wood line of Levatus. That will drastically reduce the income there. Especially because he's doing it in 2 places at once. Very nicely done. That's like 6 worker kills coming through. Maybe not, but something like that. Most of the hunting has been shut down. And all the woodcutters are dead. Oh god. I guess they have been set on fire. Now they're fighting over creeps again. And sure, Galactic's gonna take some damage, but it's okay because he stole a potion now. That's why he killed the Archer Bandit first. That's the one that drops the potion. Levatus realizes he needs to catch up in the experience game. Meanwhile, his woodcutter is still getting cut down. And we've got another harassing Guardian in his base. Levatus himself not doing any damage, really. And Galactic just being an absolute bully.
Building completed.
Level 4.5 is supposed to be achievable by stealing these creeps, but obviously Levatus is gonna make use of those earlier, so yeah. Back to harassing workers we go. There's no worker upgrade research for Levatus, so he's gonna be taking full damage there. They're both shopping. It's very peaceful here. Question in the chat: are the races of Dark Elves and Dwarves still unbalanced in relation to other races? I'm pretty sure there were significant nerfs at some point. I'm not sure what period you're referring to, but really, right now, the better player wins. That's true in pretty much every matchup. Like in 1v1, the game is ridiculously fair. Everybody can win. You probably don't want to fight orcs on this map, but I think that's the worst imbalance, and the other one is Bitter Canyon dwarves. You don't want to fight against those, but simply don't play those matchups on these maps and you should be fine. If there were a tournament environment, you would just want to ban those maps. Nice takedown of that flag. Not that the elves were going to take over that location anyway. Sanctum is unlocked now for the elves, and we should be looking at iron mines coming in shortly. But thing is, Galactic actually doesn't have a lot of iron bases. So he's gonna have to go and upgrade some, because the first level upgrade for the Shrine of Growth is actually so cheap compared to the second tier. Could make use of this sector as well. You want to be careful giving the Dark Elves this much control. They have more than half, and this is an unfinished flag, so this doesn't count. Galactic is kind of boxed in. If he allows Levatus to keep growing, the late game potential of Dark Elves is greater than those of the Elves. Not by much, but you do have that factor of infinite income with Echo. You can just keep making the food and Echo units. The Elves don't have an infinite resource, so if it goes beyond the 1 hour mark, then Dark Elves do have an easy end game. But the Elves should be dominating the tier 2 period on a larger map like this. Okay, scouting post is going to be saved by the Dork Elves. Archdruid having to chug a potion. He is level 5. They're both level 5 after killing those creeps. Obliterate level 2 is in. Alice Ruff is in for Wombo combo explosions with these slow and fire skills. Also got Nature's Gift for some healing. And the tier 3 armor is equipped this time. Levatus doesn't have that, but he does have his tier 3 sword for some reason. He's got level 5 as well, but he didn't unlock either of the ultimates. He is, however, nerfing the crap out of that hero. He doesn't have Mark of Corruption. He just has Silence and a whole lot of Brute Force and Deep Waters. So that's kind of neat, but what is he gonna actually do with it? Oh my god, Galactic can't escape now that the sector belongs to Levatus. He has to use the teleport. That could be very, very annoying, but because he's got enough Guardians here, I think he should be able to force a fight. The Wombo combo does clip into the Infiltrator just a little bit. And some additional kills are coming through as well for Galactic. Thinning out the Infiltrator numbers. Levatus does maintain control over the Iron Mine though. That's exactly what he wants. The big Iron Base is now upgrading. Levatus also making sure that his Iron Bases are getting done. He's got 2 of them, which is nice. And he could potentially get a 3rd one down here. Easier said than done, however. Lots of free damage being taken by this Archdruid. Frontier Post should be upgrading soon. You really want a border fortress here, in my opinion. The first of the protectors is out, and the more of them there are, the more of the army is covered by high resistances. And we've got a Godstone here, so it's very easy for Galactic to reinforce in theory. I do think he wants to save this base. But then again, there's not that many elves on the field just yet. It might be easier to just counterattack. Wait, is he gonna teleport? He should have the teleport ready. But is it worth it? This base is essentially toast. I guess he's gonna try to save it. Lots of focus fire coming in on that Guardian of Nor. He's gonna chug a potion. And the base gets sniped as Galactic pulls back. Can he do a Wombo combo to punish? However, it didn't have a slow component, so the damage was not full. But the Guardian of Nor is gonna go down because he doesn't have any resistances. He doesn't have his fancy shield for extra blocking. Or anything else to guard him. The Elven army should be doing mostly fine. This is a large number of infiltrators, so if they keep sniping the Guardians, that should be great for them. Galactic doesn't get to use a Wombo combo because of great splits from Levatus, but ultimately Levatus still has to leave this location. The hero is just a bit too much to handle, especially with the tier 2 units now here to support the Wanderers. Don't look like they have a lot of DPS, right? But they pass through 2 free targets, then suddenly that's a very, very different conversation to have compared to the Infiltrators. And they only have 10 less damage for single target work as well. Spider of Souls is coming in, and Levatus is trying to add in some more hunting cabins. It's unfortunate he didn't get a border fortress here. It would be so much easier to defend this. And he's lucky actually that Galactic is not level 6 right now. If he was level 6, he would be able to unlock the Crush Spirits meme beam and do a 50% weakening on that hero. And as he puts in more brute force points, that number will go up. Losing 50% of your resistances is just insanity. Well, it's not 50%, it's minus 50 resistance, right? Then you got the Impair as well. It's an equal slow. 50% slow is ridiculously much. Good news though for the Guardian of Nor is he can teleport out of it. He can do a level 2 Soul Catharsis sacrifice for regeneration and immunity to afflictions, which includes the meme beam afflictions. So you can technically ignore that stuff. I don't know when Levatus put these guys in, but at some point he will want to collect the gold and go get the armor. For now, it's nice to have the experience. He's still within range, I would say. But now I'm not so sure. He's kind of far away from this. Silencing the units doesn't do anything, as the elves don't have abilities on the units.
Our workers are under attack.
I'm not sure he gained the XP from this, but he... Oh, wait, that's Levatus. Yeah, he didn't gain the XP from these just yet, did he? Oh, wait, they didn't die much. He should be close enough. You can go like 2 screens out. Yeah, it's fine. Takes a long time to take these things down, though. They have a lot of resistances. Finally, a fortified outpost is being upgraded. Oh, we left. Just at the right time as well, but the elves have managed to take down the sector. This is an important one to keep safe because of the Godstone here. Got the Protector upgrade, so they can now hit multiple targets as well. The fortified outpost is surrounded. Repair isn't happening because Levatus is in negative wood. That wood is being reserved for other things, not for repair. Hence why the health of this is going down so quickly. The sleepers are in, ladies and gentlemen, but I don't think they're hitting multiple targets just yet. They're definitely not. And we got a Vombo combo coming through. The border fortress upgrades, however, and Levatus is starting to have wood momentarily. He saved himself. That was sick. Well done. Very nice. The repair is now through. We've got some small soul harvesting.
Understood.
But will the Guardian of North pick up all this stuff? There's so much gold, there's so many potions there. It's definitely worthwhile. I don't think he's gonna do it. He's got enough for now. He can come back later, but he really needs that tier 3 armor, boy. Got our first ballista out. And that's a lot of level 3 shrines of growth. You can see the bigger icon. And once they have the 2 bastions, that's the border fortress or level 4 shrine of growth. Only Levatus can make those at the moment. As Dark Elves, you unlock them in tier 2. The other factions get them in tier 3. Except, of course, Trolls, they get... they don't have a tier 3, right? So they have their upgraded sector in tier 2. And they can only upgrade once. That's a very different race. Okay, this frontier post Levatus definitely wants to hold on to. Managing to trap a lot of protectors. That's a great catch right there. Super expensive units. But Levatus might be able to save them with a burst heal. One of them is dead. This one might bleed to death. Just about doesn't. If he can get some healing on these girls, then that would be sick. Doesn't look like he will. Okay, the sleepers now definitely do have the multiple strikes. 3 is better than 1. And Levatus is very eager to take a fight. I'm not so sure he should be. He's got, however, his bubble shield on the Guardian of North. The soul shield giving him extra 25 resistances. The Galactic's level is 6, but we haven't seen the meme beam getting used. The infiltrators, however, are absolutely wrecking the army as the Guardian of North remains the target for the most part. The weakening is going to absolutely nerf him down, but he gets interrupted with a powerful strike. The potions will keep the hero going. Oh my god, the sleepers and the infiltrators might have just won Levatus another game here, but has he though? Has he though? He's getting thinned out pretty badly as well. And don't forget the Shrine of Growth shooting down the individual units with some great focus fire. Another Soul Harvest is coming through. This is going to be great for the long term for Levatus, but he still can't afford to make mass Dark Temples. That's what we would really need to get the balls out. But at the moment, he's spending so many resources on Iron Mines. They're very expensive. He needs them, but they're very expensive. Just taking a look at his perspective, he does have 1 Dark Temple coming up, but it's 40 wood. Very expensive indeed. Okay, he's upgrading balls. Looking forward to that. Once they have that, they can knock down enemies. It's very useful to take the hero and protectors out of the equation. But especially the hero. You get the knockdown, you upgrade your archers to have blitz mode where they sprint and get invulnerable. I think that's great. Soul Shield is on again for the Guardian of Nor. Archdruid is silenced. This is the Dark Elf opportunity of the year to trade away with this army. Such a large number of infiltrators. They're so well spread out too. Archdruid is pulling back at minimal health. Guardian of Nor, ditto. There's just a handful of sleepers, which is just enough to keep the melee units at bay and allow the infiltrators to do their work undisturbed. We've got a big soul harvest as well from Levatus. The Guardian of Nor is just chilling somewhere away from the battle. Archdruid can't commit to a fight. He is taking so much damage, but for now manages to escape. Another soul shield is getting put on by the Guardian of Nor. And I think that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen, as Galactic once again does give up. That makes this the best of 5, not the best of 3, actually. So even better. As I do have another replay in this set, which we're going to be looking at right away. Just taking a look at these numbers. I like these numbers. They're good numbers. Great. Moving on. Give a point to Levatus, of course. And then our next map is going to be Evergreen Forest. Who knows if I have more replays? We'll see. We'll find out. Wow, we have 30 plus viewers. I'm satisfied. Okay, then my setup is good. Let's go. Here we go with another match between these two Galactic. Remaining with his elves, remaining with the green. The map is Evergreen. Illuminati confirmed. Levatus, on the other hand, is dark elves and he's choosing pink. Pink is not even dark. I'm so confused. Heading to the front to kill the undead. Pathfinder gets in and he gets a whack on them as long as the Pathfinder doesn't die. Now Galactic Levatus is not gonna have level 2. So good job by Galactic denying that. He himself gets it, of course. The Dark Elves don't really have a way to stop that. But the Dark Elves do have tilt damage. You can use the Spectre to chase the hero and slow it down. And it works. Especially when the Archdruid doesn't have a lot of focus. That was well timed. Eventually the Spectre will be able to get back to it. Maybe another instance of tilt damage is possible. Of course, the middle sector is being upgraded by both sides for some woodcutting. It's not the safest woodcutting, definitely. It's very raidable. And one of the problems with Evergreen Forest is whoever takes over this middle base, if you lose that, the game gets extremely snowbally because the opponent can just build that up in your face and essentially reach 3 different sectors. You can't very easily chase them out. So you gotta be careful with making sure that that stays up. Both players are going to be building in a very conventional manner. From here, you can do a teleportation to your main to speed up the walking times, but I don't think our Guardian of Nur is going to do that. Galactic more interested in the Medusa than grabbing the flags because, well, elves can't afford all the flags anyway. You might as well just build them later, and for now, just lure in the Medusa. Oh, Did some damage. Medusa didn't get aggroed. Steps one step closer, and all four are aggroed. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Really like the extra healing here that Galactic is making use of. Nature's Gift is just so nice for your early creeping needs. Spiders harassing the workers a little bit, and Galactic isn't upgrading the health. He doesn't care too much. But the Guardian of Nor might come over here to create some trouble, but by the time he gets here, will the Archdruid and his buddies, the Guardians, actually be able to get rid of the Medusa? I think they might be. And then this entire trip was for nothing. Because they sure can handle the Guardian of Nor too. Of course, a little bit of woodcutter harassment should be possible. But I think Levatus knows that these guys are probably working on the Medusa. He's not going for that, though. He wants the main base harassed next. Easy thing to respond to, of course. Oh. He wants both Medusa camps. Okay, Galactic. He didn't even build this banner up. Oh, man, that's high risk. But if it works out, he can be level 5 very early on. Of course, his Guardian of Nor can create a lot of trouble now that the hero is not here to defend and has no way to actually come back. That is a shutdown woodcutter right away. And he's got himself some guard totems, which will help with harassing the workers and shutting down the Avan economy, basically. You need something to react to this. And meanwhile, the hero... Oh man, he's also getting the hunters. That's bad. That's really bad. And meanwhile, you can just go for the third woodcutter, and then basically Galactic just doesn't have wood anymore. It's kind of brutal. But on the other hand, there's this. Galactic's getting level 5 with these Medusa, definitely. There's no stopping it. Having to garrison even more workers. It's just the carriers going down, don't worry. The regular workers have been unselected from the woodcutter. Ooh, is this Guardian gonna stay up? Yep, it's not bedtime just yet. We're fine. The one Guardian should be able to clean up all of these totems, maybe. Maybe not. I guess not. The third one is too much. You need 2 Guardians. But finally, Galactic can get back to work. However, he lost so many work. Oh, wait, he can't, because this... He can't go back to this to this woodcutter. The others are fine. Hunting is fine. And he's finally got another Guardian to get to work as well. 3 workers of the Vatus are being lost now. But because the damage to Galactic happened so much earlier, whereas the economy of the Vatus is much more spread out. He's got woodcutters here and there. He's got them in the main. This is a small fraction of what he's been collecting. The totems do have a time limit, but it's like 2 minutes. It's a very, very long time. In actually Galactic's balance mod, he nerfed it to like 30 seconds or something. It's very, very powerful for worker harassment. Just generally, worker harassment is a little bit too good on the live version of the game. Not to mention that these 2 are extremely good at it. Just needs a little bit of XP. If he can just snipe 2 spiders or something like that, that might be enough for level 5. Tons of infiltrators being trained, of course, by Levatus. He's got 2 Halls of Pain. That's all they'll be doing. Good split by Levatus to avoid that, but now he's dealing with a level 5 Archdruid. So he's gonna have Obliterate level 2 for those shockwaves. And he's got his Wombo combo ability, obviously. The Godstone is available to Levatus. He could be grabbing that golem, but it's gonna be very difficult to do so with all these elves up his front parts. Comes to repair. Not. It's just an upgrade. There's no repair. Is this enough Dark Elves to defend this spot? Uh-oh. There was no slowing effect here. Well, there was. Why didn't the infiltrators take more damage? I guess he walked out of the fire, didn't he? Must have done. Sniping down the archer, it seems entirely doable now. There are plenty of infiltrators here, and the Guardian of Nor is creating a lot of trouble for these guys. Oh my god, that's a snipe. They're trading heroes. But the infiltrators will be able to take down many of these Guardians before they have to enter a melee. And because the base is up, they can just retreat into that and be fine. Yeah, Galactic can't keep pushing that. And he doesn't have many sectors behind it, so you'd have to like upgrade the stone costing second tier sectors. Can't really afford... He can't afford tier 2, he doesn't have stone. Is he actually gathering stone anywhere at all? I don't think he is. He could place down for 2 workers right here, but no, he's adding an extra grove. He's all in, gamers. He is fully all in. Got a little bit of a shopping run potentially here with the Guardian of Nor. Don't know if he's got his potions yet, but he probably does. Takes quite a bit of bleeding damage here from the Adamantium Golem. And there goes the Weakening and the Enfeeble. Does less damage, has 30% less armor. And suddenly these archers are actually hurting it. Galactic is attacking the base directly. And that will be going down, but these guys should be able to teleport back soon enough with the level 6 Guardian of Nor. And I think that should be fine, really. Quick sacrifice for another Weakening. Another 30% reduction. Doesn't get it from an orb, but from sacrificing his units then. Oh, he did have an orb. Gets the Amulet of Omnipotence for some extra health and focus. It's not a great drop by any means. The others are just better. And for level 5 skills, he's picking a little bit of everything. Sorry, it's level 6. So he's getting a Soul Explosion level 2, he's getting a Soul Transformation level 2 for silencing. And this can do massive Enfeeble, reducing damage. Plague Field you've seen, that's the Weakening. And then Mark of Corruption can spread all these free effects and deal extra damage if they are around. So it's very, very powerful to snipe a hero down and then make it silence for a long time. And you can do so while having a Soul Shield, heavily increasing his resistances. Galactic's attacking 2 spots at once with Mass Guardian. And there's truly nothing behind this. Like, he still doesn't have stone. We built this flag up at least. He can keep going a little bit longer. He's got himself tier 2 as well. It's a base trade situation. But you really don't want to fight the Guardians in melee with archers. That would not go well. But once they're sleepers, you can absolutely take them. Even just 2 sleepers against all this would be a very problematic thing for Galactic to face. Iron Mine's getting torn down. Heroes here to answer this. manages to shoo the elves out of here. And they'll have to recombine for another large attack. And that will be a make it or break it kind of situation, because the Dark Elves are starting to have more population on about equally advanced units. There's not that many spiders, it's mostly infiltrators and sleepers, right? And supposedly more sleepers are getting added in too. And at some point the Forge will be able to upgrade those. Harvester's out, so the soul harvesting has begun.
Yes.
And there's still no iron for Galactic, so he's having to spam Guardians and nothing else. That should be a nice clear on the spiders there. But it's not like the archer didn't take damage in retaliation. Ooh, that golem could make things uglier. Also has cleaving attacks against the Guardians there. And really, I think both players just want to recombine their armies. Galactic's doing his best to get some damage over time done, but these sleepers are tanky. You can't just fight them with only a hero. And let me tell you, the Guardians are just not the best unit to respond with. Oh, Galactic is doing a triple-pronged attack. He might be able to destroy this base. It will be costly, however, as these Guardians aren't responding right now. One of them is going down. The other group is going to hit the iron mines, but already border fortresses are being upgraded by Levatus. He's got a good amount of resources. He's got equal population of higher quality units. I think he's in a really good spot.
Understood.
These guys are going to end up choosing harassment as well, but if they get taken down for harassment, you get workers back for free, so it's really not that big of a deal. And Levatus is... He's truly been on top of this. Great job managing the multi-pronged harass, and he can just send his miners back to work now. Mostly. He did need to send more than what he did to this location. But here they come. Okay, that's all. That's a 2 border fortress Dark Elf, and we're getting bigger and bigger. For Galactic, it's still pretty light. He's got 2 protectors. He's trying to scout for the golem, which doesn't exist anymore. He will be able to take the sector and use the Godstone, but it's not the best kind of Godstone in the game. It's very far from your sector still. It takes you back to your main. Iron operations have been shut down for Galactic as well. So great job here by Levatus. He will be able to overwhelm that if there's no immediate teleport response from Galactic. You'll have to respect this. Even got the soul shield on the Guardian of Nor. It's good timing all in all. Are we gonna see some kind of sacrifice to weaken the armors? Yeah, he actually sacrificed the freaking sleeper for this, and he can now proliferate all these afflictions. Is he gonna do it? There are plenty. Oh, no more. Still looks like he'll be taking out the Archdruid's health for the most part. With Galactic just not being able to get a good cast, and these units are so spread out that the elves don't really get effective splash damages from anything. Wow. Levatus just absolutely overwhelmed Galactic here with a level 7 versus level 5 hero. The Guardian of Nor just being an absolute tank, nerfing everything, and then the army actually winning with the sleeper infiltrator combination. Levatus just is a little bit too strong now. Very, very impressively done. I wish I was that good with Dark Elves. GG's, guys. Thanks for sending the games. Very nice. That's a free... Oh, Galactic somewhere crying in the corner. He's on the replays, actually, so I'm sure he's fine. Mostly. Maybe. I don't know. I'll check in on him after. Let's see what other replays I've got, or if there's something live to cast. There might be. There's a 2v2 with Diesel Weasel. Don't know. Is Don Hyperion here? Is Levatus here? Do you guys want to show match? Does Farland want to show match? Just here. We can do a live one. I don't mind. But otherwise, I'll be sticking to replays if not. Do let me know in the chat. I'm having a short break, and then we'll continue. Okay, thanks everyone for waiting. Okay, there's not gonna be anything live then if nobody wants it. I will look into some other replays, and there's a Galactic versus Dawn matchup, which should be also a best of 5. So let's take a look at that. That should be great, in theory. You can assume dwarves versus elves, right? I reset it. Wait, that's my... No. That's the ones I've cast before. We've done these. The Scorching Canyon set. I still have to post that on YouTube separately. Let's see what Don sent me. Oh, it's not with Galactic. It was with Levatus. Okay. So let's get those. In what order do I have to do them in? Reverse order. Okay. Well, we got Wastelands of Zoo. Let's go with that. Oh. Interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a best of 5 here, I think, between Levatus and Don Hyperion. They didn't specify if it's a best of 5, but let's assume. In the pink, we got the Dark Elves, played by Levatus, and on the other side, surprisingly, the Elves, by Don Hyperion. He's usually dwarves, but I think he's certainly capable of some variety, right? I'm sure he'll do just fine. Although Levatus' Dark Elves are just brutal, so good luck. Good luck. We've got the Ranger against the Guardian of Nor. I can't say I've seen a Reaper play from Levatus ever. I really don't remember it, if there was one. Either way, level 2 should be super easily achieved. Meanwhile, Levatus was faster and he's teleported back to get a quick run on the undead. They're the easier creeps, so I'm surprised to have him taking down the bandits early on. That takes longer. So ideally, I think as Dark Elves, you should be going for the lighter creeps first. And then worry about the bandits with your increased skill usage. Likewise for the elves, to be honest. That way you can build your first sector faster. Right, these are some easy takedowns, and then it's a race to the middle. The Spectre is here to chill and to hopefully slow down the Ranger, but it's ambitious. Very difficult to get done against any good single target damage ranged hero. The tilt damage is a thing of the past against these, that's for sure. Oh god, yeah. Don Hyperion is gonna have that for breakfast, and he doesn't take any tilt damage. Not slowed down at all. This map is so beautiful, I love it. I think this whole desert terrain with the Hibernian architecture is just really nice. Love these tiles, love the snow, love the healing fountain madness in the middle. The bridges are great. Guardian of Nor can actually jump down from the bridges if there was only a real purpose to it, because you are connected with the Godstones to the corners, to the iron sectors. here, 500 iron in each of these, and then that's where the wyverns are. So if the wyverns were closer to here, then jumping off the bridge would be a factor. But what else can you do? Well, these little sectors are barricaded off. The Guardian of Nor don't care, he jump over. So he's getting a lot of extra mobility, and the Dark Elves get a completely unique pathing of Wastelands of Zoo as a result. I think that's super cool. See how many sectors he already has? You don't have to mess with the middle, where the much more powerful Guardians compared to the Spiders would just own them, especially with the healing support from the Spring. It's great to have a map mechanic here as well. Alright, well, with some luck, Levatus would have been able to arrive here before the Elves, but I don't think that's happening. And the reason for that is because at some point there used to be some creeps in the back of your base as well. That's why there's this little barricade with the fences. And you would be able to, just with your home sectors, get to level 3 and still teleport out with the Guardian of Nor without having to do any fancy pathing. Now you have to walk out here and go down here. It's a lot of walking and you really don't get that much of an advantage. But you still get the 2 middle sectors compared to the Elves. Just imagine how much faster that was. Not having to walk around and just jumping over this barricade. Sure, it took some time to fight the creeps off, but oh well, this is so much more balanced now. Alright, merchant getting to work. What's he selling?
Attacking the workers.
Looks like the tier 3 armor is gonna be in. What's happening here? Galactic finds some woodcutters with the Pathfinder. And I don't think there's going to be any response from Levatus just yet. At the home base, he will be adding the Hall of Pain right next to the Godstone, so that's a really good location there for him. The Elves are already working on the Medusa. And although they themselves don't have much in production just yet, they do have a grove here. Another thing about Wastelands of Zoo is that the wood is very spread out, so you have to spread out your own woodcutters as well. And they get cut down, those trees get cut down very quickly, so you often have to refresh, which reduces the overall wood income that you're gonna get. It's tough. It's tough to manage. These middle bases have a good amount of wood, but again, very spread out, so you want to put your woodcutters between these locations. Level 5 is achieved by Levatus already. That's because he got the top and bottom sectors both with the extra skellies. Not skellies, zombies. Medusa's getting taken down here, I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait, she might be able to get another 2 spider kills if we're not careful. Levatus got this. Level 4 ranger only. I don't know if it's worth it for Levatus to try to shoot for level 6. He's already got such a good setup here. Plague Field is in. Soul Explosion 2 should be able to do a lot of work here. Ranger didn't do that much damage there. I don't think this is something that the elves should try to fight. Like right now, this level 5 Guardian of Nor is just a little bit too spooky. The addition of infiltrators is a problem. Don't lose any Guardians for no reason when it's avoidable, right? Ooh, this Ranger will have to chug a potion at some point. Oh my god! Did you see that Mark of Corruption? Holy crap. Because there was already Enfeeble and Weakened applied, it deals more damage. So you really have to have the armor here for the Ranger, or she will be deleted later down the line. anyways. The Dark Elves don't have a whole lot of stuff right now, so this might be the one opportunity to do some damage. Everyone's getting brought back, of course. The repair is in, and Lovatus isn't overspending this time, so it should be possible to repair and upgrade at the same time here. Great job, however, by Don Hyperion knocking down the Guardian of Nor, preventing it from doing much damage, and that's a bunch of worker kills, as well as slowing down the food income for Lovatus. Tier 2 is in for both of the players. And how many groves is that? Like 3? Yeah, 4? About to come up. Level 6 should be very achievable here for Lovatus. If he tries hard, maybe even level 7. Okay, meanwhile, however, these guys have taken down the Wyvern. I think that's the lightning variant over there. Sorry for missing it. Didn't expect him to go there. But he does have a lot of guardians, so it makes sense. So at level 6, I think you do go into Unending Volley. I'm surprised to not see True Shot level 2, which does a whole lot extra damage and then adds bleeding on top. And you can cast it faster. Now the Medusa camp being taken over by the Dark Elves. No level 7 from that. Lovatus does gain Soul Transformation level 2 now, so he can also apply Silence, not just Enfeebled and Weakened, making his Mark of Corruption even stronger, potentially.
We're being attacked.
Comes the bear.
We're being attacked.
Howl is unlocked, so the bear will be weakening targets nearby. The Silence didn't land on the Ranger, fortunately for Don Hyperion, and he will be getting a little bit of damage on this Guardian of Nor on his way out of here. Nor does get knocked down once more. I think he will be able to apply all the weakenings here. Oh wait, no, he just used an early Mark of Corruption. Why? Spider was right next to you. Oh no. Well, Don Hyperion is getting an opportunity out of this. And he's been tier 2 for a while. How many Iron Mines? 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 Iron Mines, not bad at all. He'll soon be adding in Protectors, definitely. But Lovatus' numbers are growing nicely too. It's just all about that wood. The home base has limited contributions here because the workers already have to walk so far, as you can see. It's just not great. You have to rebuild these woodcutters, but if you do, then the workers stop working, so it's kind of give and take. Oh, there it is! There it is! This is gonna be a Vombo combo. Mark of Corruption came in. There was no weakening, which, by the way, the weakening being present itself makes Mark of Corruption better by just boosting the damage with lower resistances. Guardian of Nord does go down, but there's sleepers here to tank. Will it be enough? I don't think so. There's just too many elves. But it should be possible to harvest all those souls. I think that has happened. No, it didn't. Then the Harvester gets picked off as well. So yeah, great damage control by Don Hyperion, he should be able to heal up everyone in his own sector, of course. But Levatus does it a little bit faster, it seems. He's got the Fountain of Youth. Don Hyperion has a fully kitted out Ranger here, by the way. What did she get item-wise, anyway? Quick check. The Resistance Ring and the Shielding Amulet from the shop. That's why she's got 61% Pierce Resistance. It's insane. Wait, where did it go? Oh, the Protector was helping, yeah. 41, 41. That's still really good. As I was saying though, the Guardians in the Healing Spring are absolutely nuts. You don't want to mess with that. Even if you have a handful of sleepers, you would need a lot more. Guardian of Norris here. That's gonna help by enfeebling them for 18%. It's a pretty big damage reduction. And suddenly the Dark Elves are not looking so bad. The population difference has been eroded somewhat. Maybe the Shrine of Growth can be taken down? Plenty of Iron Mines, of course, for the Dark Elves. I don't even want to count this. It's just a lot. Looks like 6 or 5. Actually, Levatus is kind of getting picked apart here. There's a weakening. Some of these people have all the effects now. Whoa, look at that. The weakening plus the soul explosion actually doing a huge amount of damage. Guardian of Norris is getting weakened. That's essentially countering his soul shield, which is really, to say it doesn't mean much would be accurate. He's pretty tanky anyway, but with soul shield he's crazy. You're just canceling his ultimate with that. It's gonna mean more when there's Wardens in the army. There's only one at the moment. No big soul harvest available for Levatus this whole game. Things have not been going his way. And with the elves constantly able to heal up their troops. Look, these protectors are super high HP. So, to always be able to heal them is absolutely bonkers. It would take so long for them to regenerate. And with the Ranger, you don't actually have a healing mechanic for them. So this map is like super nice for the elves here in the mid game. I guess potions were bought. Did Levatus kill any creeps? No. Nothing fancy anyway. He's got 8,000 gold, so I assume at some point he wants to be using that. And now he's going to be facing a phalanx of protectors. And that's easier talked about than handled. Hail of Arrows did miss. But the Forge got destroyed and Guardian of Norris knocked back. Meanwhile, the elves are partying here. A weakening is applied from the bear onto the Dark Elves, and they're having a pretty good old time with that. No sacrifice coming in for the Guardian of Norris. He really wanted to get that Ranger nerfed with the Mark of Corruption, but it's not going to work. Looks to me like Levatus is kind of falling apart here, ladies and gentlemen, as Don Hyperion's army is growing beyond 110 population. It might be just too much, but the Guardian of Norris is a Giga Chad. He's just taking it like a champ. And we finally got our first big soul harvest. Will Levatus be able to make use of that echo? He will need some kind of dark temple somewhere, and I just don't see any. It's so expensive. He's still not trying to build any. It's all Halls of Pain. If he only had some Balls of Steel, that would be very helpful right now. There's a potion. It's only focus, but still. Better than nothing. There are 9 Protectors, 9 Wanderers, and 4 Wardens. If that Warden count can grow some more, then that's really what Don Hyperion needs to take down that hero. Protectors are upgraded. They're now able to do splash damage. fancy shields. Sorry, the fancy spears. And with such a high number, all the nearby units will be getting the phalanx buff. So it's all about having some magic damage to deal with them. And you don't have a lot as Dark Elves in tier 2. You got spiders, but they're kind of trash mobs. The elves are able to maintain this push pretty well. Got some nice regeneration. Did he just teleport onto the hunting cabin? What is going on? All these sleepers have been weakened. Oh my god, the protectors are ripping into them. This is nasty stuff. Meanwhile, the Guardian of Nor gets just knocked down. The border fortress is Levatus' only defense here. All the afflictions have been cleared. And a little bit of healing is coming through for the army of the Dark Elves. But will it be enough? Mark of Corruption is ready to go, right? Oh, it's on cooldown. That's unfortunate for Levatus, but at least it forced Don Hyperion to escape. Don Hyperion just super dominant right now, but will he stay like that as the sleeper number grows? I'm not so sure. Levatus might have this covered. He's finally getting the first of the Dark Temples, but it's going to be so long until he can actually make use of it due to the cost. Big Soul Harvest is about to happen, I think. What? Oh, it changed color. This is an opportunity for Don Hyperion to cut off the hero. Oh, he's taking it. He's taking it. Levatus is not coming through this. That now belongs to Don. Oh, I missed Attack Speed Enjoyer's message. He really enjoys the Showmatch Sundays. Shout out to the players and myself. Thank you. Glad about that. It's just great to have these guys playing the game again and delivering these super high quality matches. Like, they're basically not doing anything wrong. That's the thing. There's like these tiny tweaks they can make, but they're playing at essentially the highest level possible. Ooh. Guardian of Nor is very deep in that formation, but he can tank it for now. He's had enough potions. It's really the sleepers that could be doing a lot of work right now, because look, these protectors have been thinned out a little bit. And if you get on top of the Wanderers, they don't have very good strike resist, especially if there's no more protectors guarding them. So yeah, the sleepers are terrifying for the elves, especially when there's weakening together with the sleepers. And the Dark Elves have border fortresses all over now.
Understood.
With more on the way, no doubt. Might be seeing a bigger fight here. Guardian Lord gets in, gets the silence, gets the proliferation from... Oh, wait. Did that actually proliferate? I mean, Feeble is on forever, so I do think he used the Mark of Corruption there. That's fine. Some great takedowns. A mini teleport to get out of the pickle. Neither party really wants to keep going. If the Harvester here can be sacrificed to heal everybody. Oh, it actually ended up being a different target, but no worries. At these numbers, I think Levatus no longer cares. But if you can sacrifice the Harvesters, that's ideal, because they just come back for free. Whereas a Sleeper is pretty expensive. Most of the Sleepers have gone down in this fight just now. The Elves are very hurt, but will it be enough? Another weakening coming through, and honestly, the Wanderers just shooting through the entire army, damaging multiple targets at once has been brutal, but the Elf count has been reset. We got a massive Soul Harvest here. Holy moly. Both of the Spires of Souls are very close to the battle as well, so the souls don't take forever to fly back. are we gonna see some more Dark Temples? So far, we just got the one, but tier 3 has been achieved for the Dark Elf and the Dark Elf player, and the Twisted ones are starting to come in. So Don Hyperion, there's no tier 3 just yet. He would kind of have to upgrade his woodcutters to foresters if he wants to keep them working. Problem with foresters is they don't generate enough new wood for you to fully fill up the woodcutter. So you would have to put 2 people in there, as I recall. Do correct me, chat, if that's wrong. Ballista gets taken down, but another howl from the Spectral Bear will be nerfing some of these units around. And yet, Don Hyperion can't really escape the mess of sleepers and the constant nerfs from all these units that they're handing out, especially the Guardian of Nor, just kind of equalizing the playing field between the weaker Dark Elves and the much stronger Elves. Oh god, the Protectors are getting in the middle of the Infiltrators and they're messing them up real good. But there's just so many Dark Elves, ladies and gentlemen. 103 population to 75 and dropping rapidly as well. Oh boy. I do think that Levatus might just have completely reset the Avan army. I'm not sure there's an easy way out of this for Don Hyperion. The Guardian of Nor can do this all day. All these corpses will be echo from Levatus' point of view. This is what that battlefield looks like. All these echoes are available for harvesting. The Guardian of Nor might go down, but it's currently out there fighting some randoms. There's a big soul harvest. Holy moly, that's big. It still keeps going, and there's much more left. He can come back for another round. The Guardian of Nor does survive just about. There's plenty of corpses left, as you can see, and the Twisted ones are adding the much needed magic damage against the Elves, which the Protectors actually don't resist. And they still get weakened because, well, the Twisted ones have been upgraded. Don't forget, they're also reducing the focus of focus-based units like the Ranger. There were Druids that would work on them as well. And all that Don Hyperion can do at this point is somehow, some way get tier 3 going, but I don't think he can, guys. Granted, these Twisted ones don't have any resist to melee or ranged. It is possible to focus them down with Wardens and whatnot, but easier said than done. He can't get the numbers going. He doesn't have food. And maybe, just maybe, Don Hyperion has finally fallen apart. The bleeding and weakening combination from the Twisted ones. Whenever something's impaired or bleeding, they apply a 25% armor reduction. It's insane. Not to mention the fact that Protectors used to tank a ridiculous amount of like 45%. Well, not only are they going to reduce the armor for the melee units, their magic damage is completely bypassing all of the Protector armor. A very important addition to your late game. It's a feature, not a bug.
Work to be done.
Watchtower's gonna get sniped pretty damn quick. More echoes for the grinder. Oh man. That's just too many Dark Elves. The base can't out-repair that. Guardian of Nor is even adding insult to injury, increasing its attacks with the sacrifice there. Soul Shield's OP. Well, it's more like 166 population of high-tier Dark Elf army is OP. And that number is only growing. Don Hyperion doesn't have anything to stop this with. He's running out of food. He's never actually occupied this sector, so if he was hunting in some more sectors, maybe he could have survived, but I don't know. Just kind of brutal. Sleepers going after workers, of course, absolutely devastating. And Levatus has 129 echo in the bank. He can keep printing these units forever. Ideally, he'd add in a little bit of basilisks for siege, but I'm not sure he needs it right now. He's doing well enough with what he's got. Maybe we're gonna go for a slight fast forward here. Tainted Obelisk is something to check on during these parts because Dark Elves are getting pretty rich. You might want to consider some Titan action here. Oh no, there's an item on the ground. What? Okay, Don Hyperion will definitely try to protect this one. Is he gonna head for the Godstone or just teleport? No, just teleport. He's doing his best. Shrine of Growth free. Trying to hold for now, but the Dark Elves get a sacrifice in there, clearing all the afflictions, causing it themselves, and that Ranger has just taken the full brunt of a perfect setup for the Mark of Corruption, and that's gonna take her down right away. No resistances, no damage, no ability to cast abilities, and a massive Dark Elf army in your face. That's what that does. This Levatus guy is pretty good at this game. You know, I really thought Don Hyperion had something going in the middle, but the army never reached bigger sizes. Levatus just kept resetting it. It was great. Okay, let me figure out what the second game here is. Oh, they're individual matches. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna cast them as a best of 5, whatever. Whatever. Let's move to the next one. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we've got another match here between Levatus and Don Hyperion. Don is actually here, but I gotta introduce Levatus. He's playing as the Dark Elves in the pink. And we've got Don Hyperion swapping races. He is now the Dwarves in the orange. Going for the High Hierophant, surprisingly. The High Hierophant has scattershot ammunition that makes her shoot 2 arrows at once with her crossbow. We got well, bolts, not arrows. We got the kill shot for single target damage, totem of flames for some added help with creeping. Opportunity to snipe the Spectre there, and she's gonna take it. Nice. Big surprise from Levatus coming for this pathing. I wasn't looking at the minimap, but well, here he is. Gonna be taking down everything. Middle sector getting upgraded, not the Godstone middle, but the other one. He's having to fight some revenants here on level 1. Not ideal. Godstone is secure, however, and Don Hyperion is just trying to get the other one in the way. He's gonna build all these stone poles up. And Novatus is forced to fight Revenants some more. At this point, they've taken a lot of damage. He's not gonna let them pull back. This will be eventually a level 2 for our High Hierophant. It will take a moment, however. More Riders not helping, and we've got Worker Armor coming up because he's worried about a potential attack with the Guardian of Nor coming in. And in fact, the Guardian of Nor is just going to take the Revenants out. That's a very unconventional path. Gotta love it. Level 3 is achieved. And you're following this, Novatus can just head back to this sector. It's a very quick teleport. Get himself level 4. Work through the back. With a little bit of support from Spooters. And that's all that would need to be. 2 easy sectors to grapple also. I should add. Oh, he left that Revenant there. What? I guess he was worried that Don Hyperion might not be playing for levels, but for territory, but dwarves aren't very good at that. Unfortunate about this Revenant, because now if he clears all the back, I don't think he's gonna be level 5. Didn't manage to steal any of Dawn's XP. So he is. Wait, where is he going? To teleport through the Godstone, maybe? There's no way he's taking on the Revenants by himself. With just the Hierophant. Herself. Excuse me. Some Axe-Wielders coming in. I guess you can pull them into the Scouting Post range. And you do get 2 shots from the Hierophant rather than 1. There it is. Fire Totem helping out, of course. Axe-Wielder is here, but the Guardian of Nor is here to cause some trouble. He's taking the Dark Ensign, and the base is already upgrading. Just going pretty light on all these bases. I don't know if it's going to be safe to actually hold that, because the dwarves just build up an Axe-Wielder force and might be just sieging you down. It's definitely expensive to do all this. It's a Stonecutter, so this is the base with which he wants to achieve tier 2 and then get his upgrade building and Spire of Souls. So a lot depends on this Stonecutter, definitely. Now it's gonna be easy to reach level 5. By the way, I love how these guys have the goggles. It's like they're a pilot. I don't know. Soaring like the wind. Okay, Guardian of Nor will be taking down these cutthroats with ease. He's already level 4.5. Don Hyperion just barely level 3. He'll be picking up Neathuff's Fury there for some more damage. Of course, both of the bolts fired by Scattershot ammunition will be benefiting from this greatly. Ooh, those slaps are sick. This should ensure level 5 now. Several of these bandits will be going down. There we go. And Levatus has himself a plague field. He's got Soul Shield. He's got Soul Transformation. That's to stop the Hierophant from casting her shotgun skill, no doubt. Dwarves now also working on the heavy bandits. And level 4 is achieved, but level 5 is going to be much, much harder.
Building completed.
However, the dwarves are right here, next to the Wyvern, and I think they're just going to go for it. All it takes is a little bit of reinforcement. We've got some stone halls. Not too many, but it's something. Tier 2 is being worked on. So the dwarves are interested in some earlier iron. Maybe just sentry stance. Wonder if that's what it is. Well, the lightning actually only bounced between 2 targets. That's a great result there. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the weakening totem. Or the totem of silence, excuse me. It's enfeebles and weakens, so it makes creeping so much easier. But you obviously do sacrifice your pure damage output from the hero. I think it's worth it for taking down Wyverns, but that's just me. Anyways, the Dark Elves are also working on this. We're not seeing any spiders from Levatus. Very interesting that against the dwarves he goes 0 spiders. But I guess he has no confidence in them being able to sustain against axe wielders and whatnot. Well, he's working very hard on the Stone Wyvern. Stone? Storm. Stone Wyvern would be interesting.
Building
Found himself a revitalizing ring for extra 250 health. That's pretty good. And let's see if he picks Soul Explosion 2. Yes. He also picked himself Mark of Corruption. I'm not sure if that was in before, but it is now. And we're going shopping.
Axes, daggers, swords,
Should be a shield.
everything for
And
weary
the
travel.
armor and pots. No, don't buy 2 of that! Oh my god! Money wasted. He's selling his mana potion as well. Does that even stack? Can these 2 stack? Chat?
building completed.
Farland would know. They're different, but they're the same.
What you need?
I think they can stack. I hope so. Well, they stack. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Condition numbers different. Okay, fair enough.
Our workers are under attack.
Hierophant's armor is coming in.
May Tiara bless your
And a lot of pots. Of course, this sector was denied. It was just a flag. Nothing lost here for the dwarves. And we've got the Spire of Souls coming up. I'm really fascinated by the fact that Levatus always puts that on the front line. But it makes sense because it means that your Harvester reinforces the front line. Therefore takes less time to get there. And the souls themselves fly there faster. Is Levatus going to be greedy and go for another? I don't think he can. He needs to defend this. Teleports. He was waiting for the extra units. And here we go. It made sense. Doesn't get the silence? What is going on with that? He does have soul transformation too. It's just a very small area it can affect. So he didn't manage to do that. See if he can get a weakening and a mark of corruption as well on the hero to keep going with this for a long time. But I don't think he's interested right now in the direct confrontation with the frontier post here for the dwarves. And because they have tier 2, of course, that can be upgraded into a fortified outpost. 3 stonecutters here, wow. Okay, that stone is gonna disappear fast. The iron mining is now starting. There's a granite hall up here actually, and actually a second hunting cabin. Very strange build today from Don Hyperion. At least the layout of his bases is weird. He's got a fortified outpost back here. A second granite hall coming in. It's a wrong reinforcement distance from here to there, so he might want to use the godstones for that one. It's really quick to go up here though. Workshop is now researching the Earthshaper Protector shields. There's not many Earthshapers just yet, but initially they're just utility. Eventually they become the axe wielder replacement. Holy crap, that shotgun just shot through the Dark Elves. Did a lot of damage, but nothing that can't be absorbed for now. There's a silence, there's the enfeeble. Can we get a weakening as well in time? I think the effects are gonna go away. Oh, there's the weakening. Oh wait, the enfeeble is still there. Okay, so Mark of Corruption was in fact used. Silence is not actually affecting the Hierophant, so another knockdown on the Guardian of Nor might be possible. Funnily enough, the sentries don't turn around for another shot, and the Dark Elves are managing to chase quite deep, but maybe too deep, as they're stuck in the choke points, meeting a Fire Golem and others. Yeah, this Dwarven army is huge. 92 population of good quality units versus a lot of trash from the Dark Elves in the form of spiders. It's not going to go well for the Dark Elves, let me tell you. But sitting under a border fortress, that's doable. That's a very different conversation to have. More Fire Golems are coming in. And I suppose at some point we'll see their upgrade, but not before you have like 2 or 3. Oi! Who's this? I love combat balloons. Give me more. What are you doing, Don Hyperion? We have to stay in tier 2, okay? Don't go tier 3, please. Enough with the berserkers. We need to see some tier 2 action. That's all we need. Whoa, 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 that's a perfect setup. Where's the weakening? No weakening. It's so difficult to get all 3 status effects applied, but it's so well rewarded if you do. Population is equal, but now the Dark Elf army has improved. Fewer spiders. And still has the numbers. Look at that, the sleepers are coming in. There are plenty of iron mines for the Dark Elves as well. Dark Elves. It's getting a Dork Temple. And I think we can expect the balls of steel from that. Echo is climbing slowly. That damaged border fortress is bothering me, but Levatus is broke, so, you know. It is what it is. This will take some time. Hero's going shopping. What's in the shop?
Brothers, get ready. There's
Looks like just pots. Probably don't want to fight without the hero. It's a little spooky here. What about Don Hyperion's upgrades? He's still working on Earthshapers. Echo of the Mountain will increase their max focus, as I recall. Got plenty of granite halls here, so he's definitely set up for his tier 2 business. He's improving his economy, but he's a little bit supply blocked, whereas Levatus has an easier road towards 200 population than Don Hyperion does. So at this point, what does Dwarf do? They have to get their population upgrades directly. No other choice. Great knockdowns there on the Guardian of Nor, and honestly, on the left flank, the Dwarves are winning pretty hard. The right flank's looking good too. Can actually Levatus hold against all this? I'm not so sure. The Guardian of Nor is really the key to all of this, and he's not doing so hot himself. Health is getting lower. He's gonna have to use Mark of Corruption actually on the Fire Golems. That's not the target you want for it, but they're so strong in terms of health, and if they're chilling in the aura of the Earthshapers, they get another 20% resistances. With that, they're definitely not bad. Defending under the border fortress, that's always the best option for the Dark Elves in this state, I think. But yeah, here comes the tier 3 for the Dwarves. They're not messing around any longer. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a tier 2 game. I really, really would have loved to see more combat balloons and the like, but these guys always want the berserkers, man. They need the extra pop from the border fortresses. Holy crap, that's a lot of echo to harvest. It just keeps going. Oh, the shotgun might take down the Guardian of Nor. So much firepower here, ladies and gentlemen, from the fire golems also, and the single target damage from the Hierophant is not nothing either, especially with her skills. Scions are around, helping hopefully to take down at least some of these units to make this game go a little longer, but I think Don Hyperion might just overrun the Vatus here. There's very little hope. I like the addition of the Basilisk, but it's so expensive. He certainly has the food for it, but not the Echo. Bunch of extra balls might have done more. Also not very fast to train, so there's that. Yeah, this is totally overwhelming. Fire Golems do have their siege mode available and will be cracking through this fortress. Some of them are too close. This one is somehow in proper range, but this one is not. Explain that to me, chat. Explain that to me. Hitbox on this thing is funny. Well, Levatus is probably toast. Not gonna lie, it's looking bad. Don Hyperion's just done a fantastic job keeping his army together, not losing too many units, and building up this super powerful force, and still going tier 3. Like, imagine if he committed to the tier 2 a little harder. Like by getting, I don't know, sentry stands that deploy the volcano stands earlier, more balloons. All I would have taken is one population upgrade. But we got berserks now, so that should help also. I'm surprised to see him stopping here, but I guess he's letting the Earthshapers replenish for another fight. That they have focused for it. The Dark Elves are absolutely minimalistic right now in terms of army size. And I just don't think they can get anything done. You just deploy all these fire golems and should be able to siege down the border fortress without too much issue. But Dawn is going to approach this carefully. No need to rush in when you can just go 200 pop and chill. He's got border fortresses now all over. He's starting to mine some moon silver, both for the upgrade. Oh, smelter is already full as well. Great. So he can upgrade his berserkers to have magic damage with that. It's gonna be very nice. And later on you can get pyromancers, which absolutely annihilate things like infiltrators, so you can no longer rely on those and have to go for your actual echo units as the Dark Elves. That's the goal here. Once again, he's trying to make a basilisk, but it's so expensive for echo. Some rather underdeveloped bases. I think Don Hyperion could technically build up to a Titan at this point if he wanted to. We just gotta give him a moment. Ooh, the shotgun right through the Guardian of Nor. He gets kicked and punched by the fire golems. It's not even fair. He's dead. Can the Dark Elves hold on the front line? It does not look like it. They're getting punched through, but they're doing some pretty good damage to these fire golems, I have to say. They have to respect the overall outcome. However, I just don't see how you can protect this border fortress right now with all these high armor, high damage fire golems sieging this thing down. The Basilisk is doing an adorable job trying to spit at these guys from a distance, taking down the siege weapons with his own very high siege damage, but it's not going to be enough. Isn't he just he's dead. Never mind. Still plenty of fire golems left, and Levatus has nothing to stop him. Dwarves are victorious. That's a point for Don Hyperion's scoreboard. 161 kills to 88 losses. Then again, spiders do mess with that number a lot. It's just, if you don't lose many dwarven units, you're gonna tech up fast, because you don't have to focus so much on the unit production resources. And get rich. Alright guys, there is more. Don't worry. Next map is gonna be Evergreen Forest. Fret not. Alright gamers, we've got ourselves yet another one in the bottom. This is a Dark Elf. It is Levatus. He is pink. His opponent on the other side, Don Hyperion, is very orange. And he's not playing the elves, he's playing the dwarves. Oh god, what have I done? Let's try that again. We got Dark Elves. And we've got dwarves. Now, everything's right, the way it should be. Barkmap says, I got him practicing build orders versus AI again. Excellent. Everybody should be playing. Like, you know, there's no excuse now. We basically have arranged matches every European evening. You will get games if you just try. So, if people complain, they're not trying. That's how it is. I have no sympathies. Although I should probably make a bunch of posts about it still. And I gotta reach out to individuals as well, because the algorithm can't guide everything. Sometimes you just gotta get your hands dirty. High Hierophant is doing her job. Not getting too much damage. Very helpful fire totem there. I like dwarves on this map, actually. But you have to get the Totem of Silence. You absolutely have to get this thing, because it will help you so much to take down the big boy. But I do like the dwarves here, because a war of attrition and a bad situation with Godstones will make it very viable to do tunnel plays in the late game. And you should have no problems getting to the late game, because there's a massive distance between the two player areas, right? Like this entire middle is... it's completely free of sectors. Right? So engagements are not going to be very commonplace. One problem with this place is that there's not much stone, so you kind of have to have a weird pathing with the dwarves. Skipping this sector very oftentimes. This is a stone sector, this is one, and this is one. Whereas this one, and this one are not stone sectors. So that could be a problem for the dwarves. Also another problem, these sectors are not stone sectors either. So they are on a timer if it comes to their buildings getting destroyed. But you know, there's quite a bit. 1,000. Another 750 there. I think in the home base. Yeah, like 2,000 stone-ish. Funny that he would get the stone pole. It definitely means that he's interested in just going after the Medusa now. Dark Elves only have 2 tarantulas to work with here. At least the sector is upgrading. It might be possible to put the Medusa a little bit closer, but I don't think they go all the way into the sector. Spider's taking some damage here. Hierophant pulling 3 of them. Ideally it would be 2, but hey, if it's free, it's free. Whatever. You just don't want to take damage from all 4 at once. That's the minimum viable strat. Hey! The Stalker's sticking around, but not the Impalers because of the range. The ranged attacks made all the difference. Nice one. Some great takedowns. The Dark Elves working a little bit slower, of course. Because they've only got the Guardian of Nor. Tarantula trying to come in for help, but there's really not much help. Infiltrators are trying to be made. That's working hard on it, but it's a little bit early in the game to spam units. He's got all his sectors upgraded, so the resources will be coming in now. And the dwarves have finished up here. I do wonder if they'll just go for the golem right away. I am curious if there's going to be a Totem of Silence. No, there's not. It's just 3 points in brute force. They could be looking for some aggression then. But I do think that totem is super worth it against the golem. That's not what they're gonna do though. It's too difficult to try to take that thing on. So direct engagement is the way. Oh, Levatus just cancelled his upgrade. That's unfortunate. This is probably not enough to destroy a scouting post, especially with the hero just teleporting in. Plenty of units are around as well to help out, so yeah, I don't like this attack, really. Don Hyperion is printing plenty. He's got a Stone Hall now. And of course more Stonecutters on the side. Both sides. It has to be enough for the rest of the game. That's all the sectors he's gonna get. And Levatus is going to mostly stay away here. Looking for a takedown on the Adamantium Golem, but that's so much easier said than done when the dwarves are attacking you. He's gonna have to react to this, and I think the way he does it is he just picks up the Godstone and brings his hero back home. He needs to deal with this. Or not. Maybe he can just stick around and bring back his units through the portal. But that's not what he's doing. He's going for it again at the shop. Supposedly he bought an armor, not a weakening potion. Skill wise, does he have weakening? He has Plague Field, so it's good enough. And still, the Dark Elves are gonna have to respond to this. Don Hyperion is causing a lot of trouble, but he's also gonna be overwhelmed by this number of Dark Elves, especially with the Frontier Post supporting them, taking down these Axe Wielders one by one. The dwarves are gonna have to leave. Don Hyperion is waiting a little bit too long with the teleport. Another dwarf is gonna fall, but at least he got the rest of them out. They were getting battered a little bit. Mole Rider survives. That's funny. But this might open up the opportunity for Levatus to take this sector and distract the Adamantium Golem enough to upgrade the sector as well. Oh, where are we going? Oh, he's trying to pull away the Adamantium Golem so that Don Hyperion has to spend some time looking around. I see. Like, it could be up here, right? Oh god, that spin to win has just applied bleeding to all these spiders, and it's pretty damn strong. Spiders are gonna have to sit one out. Golem's taking a bit of a beating. There's enough infiltrators to make that happen. And with the constant enfeeble coming through from the Guardian of Nor, it's not gonna deal as much damage, but that ability had the full power level, and it's now dealing 10 bleeding. Oh, the spiders are almost toast. They just about made it though. I really like from Levatus that he had a scout here, but that was an archer. It's pretty expensive. It should have ideally been just a spider, but now he knows that Don Hyperion wants the business. I'm gonna teleport back through the other Godstone that he has.
Building completed.
And don't forget, he's level 6 now. He's got Mark of Corruption, he's got Soul Shield, he's got level 2 Soul Transformation, so he could absolutely take on Don Hyperion here if he wanted to, but actually Don Hyperion is not here, he's leaving. Gives Levatus an opportunity to take down the Adamantium Golem himself. And I think he's gonna do exactly that. Just apply the nerfs. Wait like a moment and then put on your... Oh. And then put on your Mark of Corruption to further nerf the Adamantium Golem, or for longer rather. Is he not gonna do it? Oh, he needs to teleport back, doesn't he? Oh god, this thing is gonna be at damaged health. If dwarves go after it, it's easy pickings. Unless it regenerates. Won't do it while it's fighting anything. Even the flag. Even the flag can buy some time with that. But we're gonna keep an eye on that health. Because yeah, that's gonna go up now. Don't think these guys can go after it anytime soon. But the dwarves can. Tier 2 is achieved on both sides, and we've got a whole lot of transitions coming in. Workshop, Inventor, Iron. Both players are working on this stuff. We've already got a border fortress down here. Fortunately, for Don Hyperion, it's not the front ones. Those would make it so much better to defend. Having damaged the Adamantium Golem, though, is Levatus is reducing the amount of experience that can go through for Don Hyperion. So this might not become a level 6 Hierophant here. And with Levatus not being in position, he's not able to teleport there. He lost the teleporter due to the Stone Pole loss, actually. And it's still level 6 for Don. Interesting. The level 2 kill shot, he's got level 2 scatter shot ammunition, so his shots... He's shooting 3 bolts now from the Hierophant's thingy. Crossbow. Bone Break level 2 is in, so that's also including a stun now. Definitely a problem for the Guardian of Nor if he gets knocked down and target fired, but actually Don Hyperion shoots at the Tarantula for some reason. That was a misclick. And he has to get out of here. Got a bunch of granite halls, just the one for now. There's gonna be more, I'm sure. Don Hyperion needs more population for now. It's gonna cost him a lot of these upgrades to get to a comfy spot with population overall. Ooh, the shotgun on the Guardian of Nor was very, very painful. He's getting so weak right now, and I think he's gonna be sniped as well by the sentries. There's a really huge number of sentries here, and Levatus is having some trouble managing this. No wonder the dwarves are kind of souped up at the moment in the early stages of tier 2. Oh man, they got cut off. Levatus's boys got cut off. They don't have an escape path. They're gonna make one for themselves, but man, this is gonna be a problem. Ooh. Actually, they dodged many of those shots, but they're still gonna get sniped on the way out by the Hierophant. Problematic indeed. Hero still not back. Levatus is working on it. His only hope really is getting a lot of sleepers. He does have a little bit of iron income. It's gonna try to increase that even more.
Brothers, get ready. There's work to be done.
It's mostly highly upgraded bases as well. The Dark Temples are getting added in, and if he can get out a bunch of balls of steel on top of everything, that would be great. There are a bunch of corpses for him to look after here to harvest some echo. Plenty of battles have happened by now. But his Spire of Souls isn't completing. Why is that? He just doesn't seem to have the actual stone for it. These are not bugged workers. He just doesn't have the stone. Where is the stone for Levatos? It's over here. It's coming. We're soon gonna have a harvester at least. I still don't think his sleepers are upgraded either. It's coming, but it will take some time. Okay, he manages to teleport in. He gets the silence. He's not gonna get the weakening, but he does at least get the mark of corruption off. Ooh, some nice single target damage on the hero, and of course the slow is a pretty big deal, so he can't escape very easily. Earthshaper's currently powering up the entire army there. This is huge. Shotgun's trying to come through, but it keeps getting cancelled. Well, now it happened, but it didn't seem to hit that many people. Either way, the core of the army is doing work here. And Don Hyperion just keeps going with 158 population. I don't think the Dark Elves can stop it, even with the support of the Border Fortress. We have a level 7 Guardian of Nor, which is nice. But is it enough, is the real question. Sleepers are falling left and right. They just don't have their upgrade. If they did, this would be a so different kind of encounter. There's no echo coming in either. Very little anyway. Finally a real soul harvest happening though. Whoa, that's sick. Whoa, that's a lot. Maybe balls of steel now? He's trying to make plague beetles. Okay, I'm interested, but there's so many sentries. You guys know I love plague beetles, but this is probably not the matchup for it. Almost everything can shoot up. Yes, even Earthshapers. More soul harvests. Tried to jump onto the hero there, but ultimately the Guardian of Nor just gets caught out. And guys, I think Don Hyperion has just done it again. He's 154 population. He's not letting Levatus grow, who's still remaining around 80. And the beetles aren't going to change that because they just get sniped by the sentries. More soul harvest things are going to happen, which is a nice little light show, but that's all it is at the moment. Granted, there's not many melee units to take on the Border Fortress, but when you have enough range, even that can tear down buildings. The beetles are just exploding there, and even watchtowers might not help. Perhaps if the High Hierophant goes down, there are 2 more potions here, so I think it would be better for Levatus to target the weak units here instead of the hero. It usually is the better choice. Oh. He stopped Don Hyperion from growing by killing some units, so maybe there is hope. And the balls of steel are now out. Plenty of echo to harvest from this little graveyard. Pile of corpses, really. Balls of steel doing a good job, but it's not enough. Plenty of echo is gonna be available. Oh wait, the Spire of Souls got destroyed. Oh my god. Comes another huge one. Holy crap. Well, that should be most of the corpses harvested, right? No. There's more where that came from, says Levatus.
Understood.
He's now 106 pop. Has he held? Don doesn't want to do anything with this. He's going up to tier 3. Levatus is nowhere near that. But I also don't think he needs to be out here. Question in chat, how does the Spire of Soul work? So it's supposed to be capped to 20 echo that you harvest from corpses, with each corpse providing a different number of echo based on how good the unit is, basically. So every unit has like its own value. The problem is that it's not really limited to 20. You can see it going over again. Like it goes to 19 and then it goes back to 20. So yeah. The limiting doesn't work. It keeps storing everything. You can't over harvest, and the harvesters send back more than 20 themselves. So whatever gets harvested, you're gonna see in your bank eventually once processed. That's how they work. But in theory, the harvesters are supposed to get 20 cap from harvests individually. And then that harvester is tied to its specific spire. So each spire is supposed to get a load of 20. But that's not how it actually works in the game. It seems bugged. Got a bunch of knockdowns. But everybody gets back up again. The Earth Shapers are holding strong. There's deployed sentries, and they might just snipe that hero in one go. Guardian of North is probably the best hero to handle this situation, but it's just not gonna be enough. There's not enough support for him. He didn't have Soul Shield up, and so doesn't have enough resistances to just tank through this. Might be able to kill the Hierophant there, but no, it's not happening. Even the extra balls of steel coming in were not enough. I do think Don Hyperion is holding strong in this, but he's losing a lot of units. If somehow Levatus can make it through this battle, he has infinite echo here available. Can do this all day. Well, not enough balls of steel, I'm afraid. He is pumping them, but it's gonna take some time for all that to work out. And meanwhile, his base is under attack. Don Hyperion is in tier 3 very comfortably so. The fire golems are sieging him, and the higher Hierophant is here to bully the individual units. It's tough. The border fortress is doing its best to pick off, of course, every single fire golem, but there's just more coming to replace the old ones. A repair is in, of course, and we've got the actual units trying to shoot the golems also. That's a takedown there with the ball of steel, hopefully. Levatus might actually stay alive here. There's only one more golem left, but there's so many other units for Don Hyperion. He's gonna lose the border fortress. Oh my god. Don Hyperion's just so good with the dwarves. It's not even Levatus can stop him. That's crazy. I figured he improved, but this is proof. So I'm not crazy. Might just be taking down that Guardian of Nor and taking over the sector. Loses the hero, so as long as somehow, some way, Levatus is able to take down that flag, he might be able to come back somehow, but it's upgraded. It's too late. He's gonna lose his Spires of Souls with all the echo in them. That's tough. There's probably no way to reclaim this now. 160 population to 11s. Yep, I think it's time for the fast forward, guys. Levatus didn't accept it yet, but we can see what's really gonna happen, can't we? Observation towers up front. Oh boy. Don Hyperion says, let me see you lose better. Jesus Christ. Anyways, with tier 3 set up, he was already getting moon silver from here and refining it back home, no doubt. So, yeah, the pyromancers were gonna come soon. The berserks with the magic upgrade were gonna come soon. There was no stopping this. Don Hyperion victorious here. But there's no more replays. This was actually a best of 3, so we're downgrading the UI there. There we go. Hope you all had fun with that. You guys should play some SpellForce too. Go join the Discord. Alright, I think that might be it for me today, guys. I just cast 6 games in a row. I need to cook, and that's about all I can handle at once. There's nobody looking to do a live show match anyway, I think. So I think I'm gonna be calling it. Make myself some curry. How about it? Tomorrow I'll be around for some modded matches. We gotta check on the updated undead again. See what we can get together. So make sure to actually join the Discord. I'm serious. You guys gotta do it if we want a thriving community here. We already have a core, right? So factual things. If you are looking for games, you're gonna get games, okay? We have achieved that with my Discord so far. Now comes the next stage where we can make that work all the time, even if I'm not available. And the next stage after that will be to have other creators starting to stream again and to make videos. That's even more important. Make guides, make videos, tell people reasons to play this. I think that's how you snowball this together. But I've gotten a comment again today that the guy looked at the charts, whether there's enough players, and then was unsure, right? So I think we just gotta get people into the environment. Really. Unrealistic expectations. Shut up, Jasir. I'm leaving. Goodbye. Thanks everyone for watching. See you tomorrow. More SpellForce coming.